Hi everybody, this is the Baseball Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host, the Hut. Welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2, and hopefully like this video and hit that subscribe button. So the Yankees lost again, 2-0 to the Marlins. Now the Marlins, I believe their record right now is 54-59, something like that, and they played really well. So let's not take away how well they played, and they didn't trade their pitching to anybody. You know, Alcantara's still there, Yuri Perez is still there, Edward Cabrera's still there, so their pitching is still intact. So if they want to make a run at a wild card, they can do that right now. So just keep that in mind, that the opponent isn't nearly as pathetic as it looks on the surface. But the Yankees aren't supposed to lose games the way they've been losing. Now, last night they played a game against the Marlins. They were up 6-0. They were up 9-4. Every player that they picked up before the July 31st deadline on Thursday all had a role in the loss. All the pitching blew up, and of course, one of their position players, Caballeros, made a crucial error late in the game. David Bednar pitched terrible. Bird pitched terrible. They all did a terrible, terrible job. And today, and it was just the Yankee fans were beside themselves. The Yankee broadcasters were beside themselves. They did a video earlier talking about Michael not okay, and of course Paul O'Neill, just absolutely beside themselves on Friday. Cannot believe how the Yankees lost that game. Well, the Yankees are not a very good fundamentally sound team. They don't play good defense on a consistent basis. They don't run the base paths well. And unless they get horse face, Aaron Judge to hit home runs and drive runs in, that offense is very comes and goes. Now, the offense has not been bad other than today, but things are starting to get really bad. And Chisholm Jr. is finding himself a very peculiar position where he made a terrible base running. He just wasn't paying attention. He said, after the game, they asked him, did you change anything different? He's like, no. So his attitude about he thinks that he's going to be sneaky on a pop fly. I guess that they didn't call infield fly rule on that play, but still, base runner runs at their own risk. Everybody knows that. And he got thrown out at first on a pop-up to the infield, a pop-up to the second baseman. And the Yankee broadcast and Yankee manager, Aaron Boone, blew a gasket. Especially Boone, especially at the coaching staff. I don't know what he said in the clubhouse, because they didn't show that, what he said to Chisholm, because he took him down into the tunnel. Probably read him the riot act. But this from Awful Announcing. Yes Network, all over Yankees base running blunder, heated Aaron Boone exchange. Quote, that's about as heated as I've seen Aaron Boone in the dugout when talking to a coach. Very rarely do you see managers screaming at coaches, especially in baseball or any sport. Well, maybe football you see it, but you never see it in baseball. Never, ever, ever. One day after the New York Yankees suffered the worst loss of the year and a meltdown against the Miami Marlins, the Yankees were shut out 2-0 by the Marlins that had a brutal base running blunder. In addition to plenty of questioning from announcers Michael Not Okay and Paul O'Neill, the Yes Network broadcast showed Yankees manager Aaron Boone express his frustration in the dugout on Saturday. Now, as you know, Aaron Boone likes to get thrown out of games. He's probably going to someday challenge Bobby Cox's record of getting thrown out. Maybe by next year, I will say this, it was nice of Aaron to allow Carlos Mendoza to get his internship every time he got thrown out of a game. He basically interned for like 20-something games as manager of the Yankees. Gave him a real preparation there in AAA, up there in the Bronx. As you know, the Yankees are the AAA affiliate of the New York Mets, unofficially, since the Mets took in Juan Soto. And I would mention about Juan Soto, he will hit with men in scoring position, and he will have a big hit late in the season. Guaranteed out. With one out in the top of the fifth inning, the Yankees' Paul Goldschmidt hit a routine pop-up to second baseman Xavier Edwards, or it turned into an inning-ending play, a double play. thanks to base runner Chaz Chisholm Jr. being too far off first base and Edwards alertly making a quick throw to double him off. How did he make the All-Star team, by the way? A stunned K asked, what was Chisholm thinking? This is as they went to commercial. O'Neill followed with, what's going on? And it really devolved very quickly. An inning later, the Yes Network broadcast showed Boone in the dugout asking Chisholm to follow him down to the runway to have a conversation about the gaffe. That was pretty brutal. You didn't see him screaming at him, finding what happened. I'm sure he screamed at him. And a conversation that wasn't private, Yes Network later showed Boone having a heated exchange with first base coach Travis Chapman. Now, the first base coach may not seem like it's a very important job, but he's usually there as sort of the voice of the player at first, to tell him where that ball is. And I'm sure he was telling him to go back to first instead of trying to he was just too far off. Quote, Aaron Boone is trying to address everything, and here he is with Travis Chapman, the first base coach, and he seems heated and talking to Chapman. Not okay, said. I always have to wonder, Paul, when do you blame the players and when do you blame the coaches? Shouldn't the player not do that too? I'm not defending Chapman here. I understand what Boone's doing, but when are the players culpable? Quote, I think the players are the ones to blame, O'Neill responded. But you know, the first base coach and the third base coach, they do have a job. At that point, you're screaming, get back, get back, get back. So you know what? There's blame on both parts. O'Neill and Not Okay then talked about the rare visible frustration from Boone. Quote, that's about as heated as I've seen Aaron Boone in the dugout when talking to a coach, O'Neill said, to what Kay agreed. Because, to be brutally honest, you don't know where it ends. Players fall, coaches fall, managers fall. But when it continues to happen, it's not reflecting well on Boone, Not Okay said. So obviously he's getting hot about it. Fundamentals of the game are taught in spring training, and there are certain things the managers are very responsible for, O'Neill said. And base running is one of them. Now, and of course the first base coach. The New York Mets have a very good first base coach, Antoine Richardson. The Mets have gone 30 steals in a row without getting thrown out. You wouldn't think the Mets steal a lot of bases. They're not. But they're successful. Like over almost 90% of the time, they're successful. And that's the hard work he's putting in. This Travis Chapman, what is he doing there? What is he doing there first? I mean, what is he telling them? The frustration from Boone, the team, and the New York media will only increase if the hopeful Yankees don't start playing better baseball soon. The Yankees have fallen to third place in the AL East and are 4.5 games behind the first place Toronto Blue Jays. You remember them? Not okay? He said they weren't a first place team. Well, the Yankees aren't a first place team either. And they've not played like that. And obviously, Aaron Judge is not back yet. I guess Aaron Judge has another week to go, and then he's going to go on, I guess, on a rehab assignment if he's able to recover from this elbow situation that he has. But this situation with the Yankees, it is wonderful to watch. It's great, you know. As a Mets fan, as the first place Mets, it's been a long time coming, and we want to continue to see this. And the frustration of the broadcasters, and the frustration of the fans, and the screaming, and the sort of anxiety, and the melting down. It's wonderful to watch. It's just terrific. And the fact that the Red Sox seemed kind of like they were dead in the water about 2 months ago, are in front of them, you know, it's another thing. That's also irked them as well. You know, the Yankee fans and the Yankee broadcasters have not really been the same, particularly Michael Not Okay. He has not been okay since, of course, the great Juan Soto signed with the Mets. They've not been the same, and you can see it. Ever since that, it's like almost they've been traumatized. PTSD. Completely, totally traumatized due to the fact that Soto was gone, and they're acting like it online. I've seen all kinds of YouTubers and streamers and their reaction to games, and the reaction to that game on Friday was just unbelievably hysterically funny. And to see, you know, celebrities like Nick DeToro having his meltdown on X yesterday, it's just beautiful to watch it. I blow kisses to them because I think it's just great. Keep it coming. But it's all due to the Yankees' poor play. They don't play fundamentally sound baseball. Okay, they're a very poorly constructed team, even now. Okay, the biggest issue and the biggest problem with that team was that years ago they made that trade for Giancarlo Stanton. Ever since they made that trade in particular, which made no sense at the time, it seems like that move has hamstrung them in a lot of ways, to where they can't get out of their own way, and of course there is not this sort of big bear there to poke them and to push them and to prod them like they used to have with George Steinbrenner. You hate to keep bringing that up, but the Steinbrenner family did not have the sort of the drive for excellence that the old man had. The old man didn't care how much money he spent. He didn't care what he had to do to get a win. And it didn't matter if it was a win in spring training, there was a win in April, May, June, or in October. He did whatever he had to do to get wins for his team. And if they played like that, first of all, if the Yankees had been playing like this for all these years, where they didn't make the World Series, Aaron Boone would have gotten fired a long time ago. Brian Cashman would have gotten fired too a long time ago. This would not continue on to this day. Even the older George would not have put up with us. He wouldn't have put up with us, not at all. And they would have had a very difficult time keeping him down, keeping that anger down. But he's not here anymore. He is, God rest his soul, somewhere else, in a better place. But he's not happy right now, I can tell you that. But if you like more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. I shoot it straight here. I also like to poke the bear a little bit, and the old Yankee fans, and I like doing that. And hopefully you like that too. And please hit the subscribe button, very important. And once you're tired of this video, I should have told you at the beginning of the video. And of course, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.